lot of people are cynical and critical on you about your how you use modifiers, or rather enhancements. There you go.
Yeah.
Or
lack thereof.
Yeah, or lack thereof. And what is your response to that?
Yeah, look, I mean, let's begin by saying that all the data in science indicates that enhancements do not create any more safety. All they do is add years to a prison sentence,
which
right?
adds recidivism chance.
Adds recidivism chances,
I would agree, yeah.
and has huge economic costs. I mean, if you consider that in today's dollars, every year in prison, assuming that you're a healthy human being, is about $100,000. And I say assuming you're healthy, because we got people in prison in their 70s and 80s that are costing us $1 million, $800,000 a year. They're no longer, they're in a wheelchair. They're completely not dangerous to anyone.
Right. And
we're paying this crazy, this crazy economic cost that could be used better for education and many other things. But parking aside the fact that it has no real impact on safety, and it and it's very costly, which to me that could be enough, right? But then the other component you have to look is at the racial impact of enhancements, right? Enhancements, and for the audience so they understand what it is, the California sentencing structure, when you are convicted of a crime, there's a sentencing triad, right? There is a low term, mid-term, and high term. And generally the courts are instructed that if there are no mitigating or aggravating circumstances, you go to the mid-term. If there are aggravating circumstances, you go to the high term.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're mitigating, you go to the low term, right? And that was the way we conducted business for years. That's the way that most of the world conducts business when it comes to sentencing. But in the United States and California kind of led the way. We started with adding enhancements. So we said, well, if you had committed a crime before, now instead of going to the trial, we're going to add, another 2 or 3 years for this. And if you had a gun, we're going to add, 5 years. And if you were a registered gang member, even though we know that those data files are very, very broken, we're going to add some more. So pretty soon you could have a case where perhaps your sentence would have been, let's say on the aggravating side, maybe 8 years, but now with enhancements, you're going to prison for 20, 30, 40 years, right? So it adds up very quickly, and there is absolutely, as I said earlier, no connection to any benefit other than warehousing people, but there is the economic impact, the social impact that are so damaging. So what we have done is we look at enhancements and we say, well, is there going to be an important public service in doing this?